Steve, the whole topic of autonomous driving is something that Hella has been well aware of for quite a while now. Where is Hella right now in autonomous driving issue?
Well, we've been working for many years, as you mentioned, Bob, about the different sensing technologies that are needed in order to be able to do the environmental sensing of other vehicles. So right now we're very heavily focused on radar technologies and are the market leader for the 24 gigahertz rearward-facing applications that are doing the basic blind spot detection, lane change assist type of applications. And now we also have higher frequency applications of radar that are much better suited for doing the high resolution detection and sensing that are necessary for certain active safety measures that are necessary for autonomous driving, for instance.
So the sensors that you do have available really will probably be the ones that are ultimately used in a fully autonomous vehicle. Or do you think a whole new series of sensors are coming along here?
Well, I think right now you see a lot of introduction of camera and radar technologies, but as we get deeper into autonomous driving, then LiDAR becomes much more interesting as well, which is the light distance and ranging using a laser, because you get a much more accurate point-to-point reflection coming from the obstacles that you're trying to avoid as you're steering around something. So that will come into play very heavily into the vehicles as well. And then you have all three different technologies in place, as well as connectivity, vehicle-to-vehicle, vehicle-to-infrastructure, use of GPS, etc., that also enable a very robust overall understanding of where the objects are relative to the vehicle, and then enable a very robust implementation of autonomous driving.
What kind of sensors are in use right now that really kind of foretell where it's all going?
Well, I think really all those, as I mentioned, the radar and the camera that are heavily in place today are fundamental aspects of the environmental sensing necessary for that, and the LiDAR introductions that are coming more frequently in the future will then give a very robust suite of sensing technologies that will cover all the needs for those different driving scenarios.
Another huge issue I know Hella is involved in is urbanization. And they say right now 50% of the world lives in big cities, and that's going to be 85% in just not a matter of a few years. What is Hella doing, or give me an example, I should say, of the kind of thing that Hella is doing to make the whole issue of driving in a big city better for the consumer?
Okay, Bob, relative to the question about urbanization, there are a lot of different aspects that are being analyzed at the moment. Of course, electrification and zero emissions level vehicles will be mandatory and regulated in certain urban centers in the future to reduce the amount of pollution that we have in those areas. But thinking about the aspect of pollution and particulate matter, we've done a few different interesting things here. One is that we've developed a particulate matter counter, so a sensor essentially that is registering the amount of particulate matter that's present in the air. So you can see a case here where you see you're driving in an urban center, you see a certain amount of smog present here, and then we're collecting that air, analyzing it overall to see what the particulate matter level is, detecting when it's above a certain level, and you can do several things with that. One may be that you would want to then increase the intensity of the lights that we have coming out of the vehicle to be able to give the other drivers a better feel for what's happening overall. And be able to see your vehicle better and provide you with better visibility. Additionally, one of the things that's possible by tracking that particulate matter would be to shut off the HVAC system to only allow recirculation of the air instead of introduction of that dirty air, so to speak, into the vehicle itself and creating a further unsafe environment in the vehicle. Additionally, you can imagine the case where you may have regulatory requirements that would require you to switch from an internal combustion engine-driven powertrain to, let's say, an electric powertrain if you have a hybrid motor overall. And that could be something else that you could register and detect and then drive in the vehicle to make sure that you can meet the regulatory requirements for that aspect.
The future is full of possibilities, and I'm impressed with where you are and where you're headed.
Okay, very good.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay.
Take care.